So I'm Sammy, nice to meet you. Take a seat. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, and here is my compound.
Awesome. I'll look over this for a second before we begin. Alright, looks good. To start off, I'm just going to ask about what kind of service you've had, like service experience you've had in the food service industry, and if you haven't had any, what other kind of industry service do you think could help you for this job?
I haven't worked in the food service industry, but I've been working in a retail store for the past couple years, and I think that the level of customer service involved in the retail store is rather similar or even surpasses the customer service that can be seen in food service, I guess, depending on what's food service you work in.
Right. That's a really good point. So let's say we're hosting a private event for 100 people. What are some areas you need to make sure run smoothly for such an event?
Well, you have to
Take your time.
I guess consider the venue, first of all, and see if that can even accommodate the amount of people that you have, the fees associated with using that venue, how you would be catering the event, if
That's probably pretty good, actually. I'm glad you mentioned how you're going to pay for the event, because budget's one of the large things that a bar manager would have to deal with. So it's really good. So next, in a service job, there's always the possibility of having to deal with difficult customers. So let's say there's someone at the bar and they're beginning to look visibly intoxicated and they probably shouldn't have another drink, but they're asking for one. How would you approach this situation?
I would try to approach it as calmly as possible, to have that person leave the bar without with as little conflict as possible, and without the authorities having to be called, because I know that can be detrimental to even the license of the bar and cause a lot of trouble for the business itself. So to get the person out as politely as possible.
Yeah, that's really good. The last thing we want is to cause a scene, but we also, despite them being drunk, we don't want to embarrass the person at all. Mm-hmm. So, just, calm is fantastic. So, as a bar manager, you're in charge of scheduling inventory. What kind of organization would you use to implement and keep on top of these duties?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. So, as a bar manager, you're in charge of scheduling and inventory. What kind of organization would you use and implement to keep on top of these duties?
Well, with my experience with working in the retail store, I know that at least once a year or so, we have an inventory throughout the whole day, and employees just go and scan the store based on the sections of the store to scan all the product. So I guess I would pull from that experience where I might divide the product, the supply of the store into different categories, and then maintain that check, and also use the register system to see how the product has been selling and take that into account to how the inventory has been selling.
Yeah. It's really good that you're connecting that to past experience despite not having service in the food industry, because it's definitely helpful to have been in a situation like that before. So last question. I see that you attended the University of Portland. In your academic career, what skills did you learn that you think you can apply to everyday situations at the Breakfast Club? If you have any examples where you use these skills, you can go ahead and provide them.
Well, through my research of your organization, I noticed that your organization likes to have management from bottom up, which creates more of a collaborative feel amongst your employees. And my experience with the university's organization of talks, which is teaching our leaders civil discourse and leadership, teaches us a lot of skills like mediation and facilitation and collaboration skills that are actually geared towards the facilitation of collaborative efforts that the organization may want to have in their system. And so I would have the skills to enhance and motivate the already established system that you have in your organization.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we're done for the day. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you.